Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya nak jodoh coach Zuhri Yuyi. Selamat datang, selamat malam. Cinta diri, cinta mari. Alright, so let's rock and roll. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so topik kita malam ini adalah happily single. Happily single. Happily single. Kan? Aha. Okay, so let me put up this point. As you can see in the poster, ada gambar kucing tu happy. Dia single pun dia happy. I changed the picture on the poster instead of putting my face. And people prefer better when I put gambar kucing. Fine. Okay. Pastilah kucing lagi comel pada I. Okay, so welcome. Selamat datang. Good evening. Okay, so kita nak bincang pasal happily single. Why? I want you to be happily single first. Happily single first, kan? Kita bincang, elaborate. Okay, so in a nutshell, kan, just to make it clear, I am not anti-single. No. Mungkin ada orang berpendapat saya anti-single. Tak, I'm not anti-single. Okay, if you choose to be single, good. As long as you're happy with it, okay? As long as you're happy with it. If you're single, not happy, perhaps it's a journey you can embark on, okay? But if you want to get married and be happy, that is something, insyaAllah, I can share, we can discuss, okay? I can help with, insyaAllah. So, bukan nak paksa orang kahwin, tak. That's not my vision and purpose. Tak. No, that's not my vision, purpose. No. So if you are happily single and you want to stay that way, fine. Carry on. As long as you're happy. Kan? And there are reasons why some people wajib single dan haram untuk kahwin dan wajib kahwin. There are reasons. Dalam Quran pun. Kan? So I'll explain, I'll elaborate. And there are pros and cons to be single. Of course, being single and happy is a big con, and and it's a big pro to be single and happy, and a bigger pro to be married and happy. But let me put this very clearly, okay? You can be single and unhappy. Yeah, you have a choice. It's your choice. It's your life. It's your priorities. It's your readiness, it's your preparation, okay? You can either be, it's up to you, you can either be single and unhappy. You can be single and happy. You can be married and unhappy. You can be married and happy. So these are 4 possibilities that you can be, okay? It's your choice. The choice is yours. I tak paksa you kahwin. I'm not forcing anyone untuk kahwin. I am not anti-single, okay? So, kalau you nak kahwin, insyaAllah I can help you. Kalau you nak single, then you can be just friends and just dapat ilmu, tak salah, kan? And you can continue on being single, happily single. It's up to you. It's your life's choice. Okay, so I tak paksa orang kahwin tiada paksaan untuk berkahwin, kan? Tiada paksaan. I tak boleh paksa you, I tak nak paksa you, I don't care to paksa you. Kalau you nak kahwin, insyaAllah I can help. Okay? Alright, let's be very clear on that. Hopefully that's abundantly clear, okay? If you want to be single, it's your choice. If you want to be married, I can help you, insyaAllah. If you want to be get married using the ta'aruf yang halal, I really want to help you, okay? As long as you're committed, okay? Committed untuk berkahwin dengan gunakan ta'aruf yang halal, then I want to help you. Okay, so I hope that's very, very abundantly clear. All right. Okay, cool. Sorry, my voice a bit sengau. I was feeling a bit under the weather today. Dah lama tak exercise, tiba-tiba badan terkejut, kan? So, and then I was thinking macam, should I do this live tonight? I just want to sleep. And then before decision making, I buka Quran that's always right next to me, and I saw surah ni. Ayat ni dia cakap, and strive in his cause, and you ought to strive with sincerity and under discipline. He has chosen you he has chosen you. So like, okay, it's a reminder to myself, can, when he says, and strive in his cause as he ought to strive, as you ought to strive. It's like, okay, this is my vision untuk bantu orang yang nak kahwin takruf cara halal, uh, untuk berkahwin, ya, ke takruf cara halal lah, kan, and that is the cause I have chosen. And then apparently I have been chosen for this too, because it says in Quran, he has chosen you. It's like, okay, Allah has chosen me. I've chosen this vision, I've chosen this cause untuk bantu orang kahwin cara takruf halal, and apparently this cause has chosen, Allah has chosen me as well, from what I read. And then it says that with sincerity and under discipline. Yes, of course, with sincerity. I was just much feeling lethargic again. But and under discipline. Because to me, I understand it as istiqamah, with discipline, and consistency. So it's like, okay, let's do this. Rock and roll, bismillah. And then, okay, I actually chose this topic to do it in several weeks to come. But I received this message from a sister, member of BFF, not Jodoh BFF, about being single and not being forced to kahwin, kan, the stigma of it. So it's like, okay, maybe it's time to discuss this. At least we touch on it a bit, okay? All right, so forgive my sengawness, okay? And okay, so the topic here tonight adalah happily single. All right, so let's talk about single and unhappy dulu. Okay, single and happy. Okay, so single and unhappy, I know, is a stigma. It's a stigma to be single. Macam, oh, orang tak nak kat you ke? Kan? You fikir lah orang tak nak kat you. Ataupun you feel orang yang tak nak kat you, or relative semua kawan bising, oh, tak ada value tu, siapa suruh belajar tinggi sangat, tak nak orang kat you. You rasa, ataupun orang cakap. And ada juga member cakap, dia tengah nak takruf dengan a guy, and then mak dia suruh cakap, jangan bagi tahu dia you have a doctorate, nanti dia takut kat you. It's like, apa hal belajar tinggi-tinggi pun jadi stigma, kan? Discrimination. Okay, single became a discrimination. There's a lot of discrimination, a lot of stigma being single. I understand that. I've been through that. Okay, and in some countries, it's also single people have to pay more taxes than married people. Can, and because married people have more, tax exceptions. All right, so single and happy. You don't have to be single and happy. You can be single and happy. All right. Just don't let anyone push you into getting married. That's very important. You nak kahwin sebab niat you nak kahwin kerana Allah, kan? Bukan because you feel lonely. Kalau you single and lonely, and you nak kahwin sebab you nak cover rasa lonely tu, that is a red flag in yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. Kan? You akan rosakkan anak orang, lelaki ke perempuan, kan? Either one. Kalau you nak kahwin kerana lonely, and you hoping that the other person to make you happy, that's a recipe for disaster. Betul. Because happiness is between you, your relationship, and Allah. You don't expect a man or a woman, or your spouse to make you happy. People can disappoint, can let you down. People can come and go. Don't harap a human being to make you happy. Only your relationship with Allah can make you happy. That is what my sharing dengan orang yang single and unhappy. Okay, I hope you're happy. I think I'm talking to people who are mainly single and happy. But if you're single and unhappy, my message to you: the best thing you can do is improve your relationship with Allah. That will improve your happiness. I remember when I was 10. Sorry for the grandfather story. When I was 10, ada ustazah come to my house, kan, every few weeks, and she never married, and she was telling me that that she's never married, and what keeps her happy is her relationship with Allah, and her best friend is the Quran, and her best relationship is with Allah. And I was 10. I was like, at that time, why are you telling me this? Tak faham, tak faham pun. Just teach me how to read, okay? I budak kan, I was 10. So I think reflecting on that, now I understand. Now I understand. Even though that lesson was, oh God, that was 30 years ago, 3 decades. Dang, I'm old. Okay, so some people yang single unhappy because didesak untuk kahwin and rasa biological time clock. Because you feel the pressure to kahwin and your clock is ticking. You feel the clock is ticking, and then it is well, um, if I read correctly, that but let me look at my notes. Khadijah radhiyallahu anha had children at 40, if I read correctly. Can I mean, okay, 40 something year old woman. Okay, all right. So yeah, you need to verify that because there's a lot of narration that requires clarification. But you know, in fact, if you read the latest sciences, it proves that women over 40 can get married and have children. Latest sciences lah, and latest science. Ask your doctor. Okay, so you can still be single and happy. All right. So nak cover single and happy. Mostly tonight, I want to cover how to be single and happy. Why? Why? Because it's important to be single and happy. It's because when you're happy, ada je orang yang nak kacau yang bahagia kan. Ada je orang yang nak tengok, happy this person, someone positive, someone hopeful, someone inspiring. And ada orang tu macam tertarik. Cuba bayangkan if you are a happy person. You're a happy person kan? You're a happy person. And you tengok Mamat ni, you sit there duduk situ mandom je. Macam just unhappy. You nak tak approach the guy? Do you feel positivity from that guy? Do you feel macam that guy is macam worth talking to? This guy seems uplifting kan? You wouldn't. But if that guy is positive, that guy is happy, you want to be around that guy. And you may want to approach that guy. Betul tak? So be happy with yourself first. That's very important. And okay, betul tak? Betul. Setuju. Alright? Setuju. Let me put invitation for you to join this discussion if you want. Kalau nak, if you are shy, then we can discuss this on Telegram. Alright? After the talk show. So I'm putting this link for you to join on this on social media. You nak join, boleh. You want to talk about single and happy, Okay, so the advantages of being single and happy. What are the advantages and criteria? You prefer to make guilt-free decisions. Betul, you can go anywhere, anytime you please. Okay, that's true because being married and having children, I'm talking about me, and married, having children, I want to go somewhere just because for the heck of it, kan? But I feel macam, nanti kesian anak bini aku boring, kan? I have to bring them along. But I need to be by myself for now, for just an hour or two. So, pergi minum kopi sorang-sorang kan? It's just something that I need to do on occasion. So that I feel guilty just to go to a cafe hopping, just cafe hopping, try different cakes. Yeah, and I have a lot of friends who are chefs. I like to visit them because they make good food. So I can't just hop on and meet my chef friends and not bring my family. So there are advantages to be single. Okay, and you one of the signs you're single happy, you don't prioritize on ta'aruf kan, macam especially kalau you're not ready to ta'aruf, then don't ta'aruf. Okay, so you're still happy with yourself being single, then it's up to you, it's your choice. But if you feel your fitrah is calling, maybe it's time. For example, my own example, I was single and happy, And I thought that it's time. Then okay, it's time for me to learn about this ta'aruf thing. Okay, and for me to actually nak kawin. All right, and I continue. Um, you feel that you need to be alone and to be who you really are. Sometimes we just need to be clear and who we really are and what we want in life. Um, the opposite to this is macam the other day there was a sister. She doesn't know what she wants, which is dangerous. She doesn't know what kind of spouse she wants because she doesn't know what she wants. And then if she were to go into ta'aruf and nak kenal seseorang, she will go through a lot of ta'aruf, and then she'll be disappointed because she doesn't know what she wants. Nothing fits her because she doesn't know what fits. Tak tahu apa yang sekufu. That is her own red flag. Uh, Inshallah, I mean, hopefully she discovers what she wants. She's clear on what she wants. That's very important. Yeah, supaya dia boleh sekufu later on. Okay, and then all right. So another advantages of being single is you can focus more on your personal and professional goals more than anything else. And usually there are companies these days prefer to hire younger and fresh people because saves them money. Overall, they save money hiring younger people who can work longer, commit more time. All right, that is another advantage, and you enjoy seeing who you want whenever you want. And another advantage of being single, and you enjoying that life. You enjoying that life, and you have complete control of your time. Like basically, you have complete control of your time. Just be by yourself or with your friends, and then when you realize that you want to change, you want to upgrade, level up in your life, you want to start leaving a legacy, having a companion, then there is something I can help you with. Nak cari jodoh, right? Okay. So if you're still learning who you are, it's important that you do find who you are, at least know what you want. And uh, this is a subjective, yes, but at the same time, trying to learn who you are, meditation. I know a lot of I have a few single friends who just does meditation to know who he is, but without guidance based on Quran and Sunnah, that could be dangerous and misleading. The mind can be wrong, the brain can be wrong, it can mislead us, but we need to do the right way, do the right things to find ourselves. Yeah, because we are made of fitrah. We are made of fitrah. So you can use this time to learn about yourself. Use this time to learn about yourself and find what makes you happy. Find what makes you happy while you're single. Kan? And then sebagai contoh, what makes you happy is contoh is you like to volunteer for certain things or do certain crafts or hobbies. You may find the love of your life who have the same interests. Who have the same interests. Betul. I think I've mentioned before, of my closest friends who are volunteer friends, and out of 12, six married each other. Six of my volunteers married each other. Four ta'aruf, getting to know each other. Two still dating. So about 12 12 people, 12 of the closest volunteers who we volunteer for soup kitchen together. Four, six already married each other because of the same interests. They learn what they have their own passion. They found what they love doing, and they found the people they love in what they love doing together. Okay, so that is very important. That is really useful. That's really useful. Okay, so at the same time, while you are single, be happy with yourself by working on making yourself the kind of person you want to marry. Use this time. Use this time while you're single, making yourself into the person you want to marry. If you nak kahwin seseorang yang berakhlak, beragama, be that person. Be that person. This is probably one of the biggest advantage of being single. Kan? One of the biggest advantage to be single is you can go to as many usrah, go to as many classes. Now, of course, online classes. There's many online classes now. Kan? Go to Al Maghrib and a lot of different online classes you can go attend, improve yourself, improve your ilmu. Dengar pakcik ni cakap pasal jodoh. Boleh. Kan? You have the time. Kalau you husband, wife, single, a mother or a wife, it's hard to find time. It's going to be hard to find time. Okay. So while you're single, be the kind of person you want to marry. Be that kind of person you want to marry. I'm going to repeat it. This is the time. The time is now for you to be the kind of person you want to marry while you have time. Okay? If it's important to you, you will make time for it. If it's important to you, you will make time for it. All right? Okay. At the same time, love your own company. Love your own company, not your syarikat. Your own, love your own company. Time with yourself. Time with yourself. Because if you don't like your own company, how do you expect someone else to like your company? Betul tak? Kan? If you're not pleasant to yourself, then how do you expect people to be pleasant with you, with your time, spending time with you? Betul? Yeah. All right. Okay. So, contoh lah, if you macam, if there is this guy, he doesn't like being by himself and he's very grumpy to himself or to other people, just grumpy about everything. You think other people yang positif akan dekat dengan dia atau suka dia? Tak, kan? Maybe other people yang negatif akan suka dia because misery loves company, kan? Unless you want miserable company, then maybe. Okay? I hope you are the kind yang love positive and don't go for the bad boy because I know their bad boys are hot and crazy girls are hot. They sound like fun. They sound like a fun project for you to fix, but it's not worth it. All right. So maybe that's a topic for another day, right? Um, remember at the same time, okay, not to give up hope. There are still good people out there, and your time will come. Allah dah tulis dah semua ni. Allah dah tulis semua ni. Yang penting you kuatkan your relationship with Allah. Itu yang paling penting. Okay. Okay, so instead of thinking like, will I be alone forever? That is the thinking of single and unhappy. Okay, that is the thinking of single and unhappy. Instead of thinking like, will I be alone forever? Will I be an old maid? And maybe your parents are telling you that. Makcik-makcik bawang, you're telling you that. Thinking, you should think like, where do I find positive, happy people like me? Where do I find positive, happy people like me? Right? Betul tak? Betul tak? Okay? Asking the right questions. I think 2 nights ago we discussed about asking the right questions. Simple. Just ask the right questions. Okay. And don't compare. Because kadang-kadang, kan, unhappy people, what they do that makes them even more unhappy is they compare. Tengok macam, alah, tengok Instagram si fulan tu dah ada anak, si fulan tu dah kahwin, ex-boyfriend aku dah kahwin, ex-girlfriend aku dah kahwin, kan? Aku ni macam mana? Ya Allah, kenapa kau tak bagi kat aku, kan? Lepas tu makes you even more happy because you compare. So focus on what you have, not what you don't. What you have is now. What you have is time while you're single to establish your relationship with Allah. You have it. That's what you have. Focus on that. Work on that. Can maybe this is why you're single. Is because Allah nak you spend more time establishing your relationship with Allah. Then Allah will give you. Betul tak? Setuju tak? Tak setuju? Tak setuju tak apa. Okay, maybe kan, I don't know. It's Allah's will. It's a possibility. But tak salah dan sangat bagus kalau you strengthen your relationship with Allah. Okay, alright. And always keep busy what makes you happy. I'm sure, I guarantee you, when you establish your relationship with Allah, you strengthen your relationship with Allah, that will make you happy, and you will do more of it. You will keep busy yourself with strengthening your relationship with Allah. Okay? All right. So, this is something I usually talk about. You need to love yourself the way you want to be loved by your spouse. You be single and happy first. But right now, while you're single, be the type of person that you want, be the type of person that you want to be loved by a partner. Kan? You partner, you nak partner macam mana, you be that kind of person. Be the person you want to marry lah. Mak Saleh cakap. Jerman cakap, be the person you want to marry. Be the person you want to marry. Boleh? Macam mana nak be the person you want to marry? Well, one, start with strengthening your relationship with Allah. Allah will guide you the way, insyaAllah. Okay? Okay. So, occasionally, of course, naturally kan, rasa lonely. Occasionally rasa lonely. Realistic. Okay? Fitrah. Dah fitrah untuk berpasangan. But when you feel lonely, try to give back to others. Sometimes you doesn't have to be money, kan? Doesn't have to be money, but it can be volunteering. It can be sharing ilmu, kan? You can set up WhatsApp group yang berkongsi ilmu. Dah jadi usrah. So, you dapat pahala, you give back to others. Buka usrah group, WhatsApp group, kan? Or Telegram, or you can join my Telegram group, Nak Jodoh. They'll be fantastic. So I can give more to you, give back to you. Yeah. Dan di mana when you berkongsi, that becomes like a positive punya support group for you. You give back your knowledge, and others have a chance to give back their knowledge to you. It goes around. Positivity goes around. Boleh? Okay? All right. And remember that Allah who is with those who are patient. Be patient. Be patient, and patient itself is a virtue. And one of the things that is beneficial dalam mencari jodoh, and when you're still single and happy, is you're not desperate. You're not pushy, and the other person can feel it. Kan? Katakan you, contoh a bad situation is you're feeling desperate, you rasa desperate, nak jumpa seorang, nak kahwin, and then the other guy will be turned off because alah, desperate-nya orang ni, kan? But when you realize you're not desperate, you have high value, kalau orang tu nak kahwin dengan you, bagus. Tak nak kahwin, tak apa, boleh belah. Okay? You know that you don't need this person because you have Allah with you. Kan? Betul tak? You won't be desperate. When you have Allah with you, you won't be desperate, you won't be needy. Betul? When you have Allah with you, you won't be desperate, you won't be needy. And the other person can feel it. Oh, okay. So, nak ke tak nak? Up to you. Kalau you nak, buat cara halal. Tak nak, boleh belah. Simple like that. Okay? And, okay, boleh? Are you following? Alright. So, if you want to join this discussion, boleh click the link in the social media. There's a link down there. Right. Be single and happy first. Don't let anyone push you because of your biological time clock or pressure you untuk kahwin. There's no paksaan. I pun tak paksa you. Kalau you nak single, great. Can up to you. Can. But I tak nak kalau you single unhappy. I nak you single and happy. Bukan unhappy. I nak you single dan happy. Right? Tapi kalau you nak kahwin, you fitrah dah panggil you rasa, it's time. Kan? It's time for me to cari jodoh. Kalau you nak cari jodoh, buat cara halal. Tidak, tak payah. Simple. Kan? Siapa-siapa yang baru join, let me mention my stance again, di mana I am not anti-single. Alright? I am not anti-single. I'm saying that if you're single and happy, good for you. Can. And if you nak kahwin, cara halal, I can help you insyaAllah. Okay? Tu je. Kalau you tak nak kahwin, tak apa. Tak apa. Up to you. Kalau you nak kahwin, insyaAllah I boleh tolong you. Of course, cara ta'aruf yang halal lah. Okay? Alright. So, how do you find love? Tapi relating to not being desperate. Macam you sekarang single and happy, but you feel like you want to kahwin, right? You feel like it's time. You feel like it's time to upgrade. It's time to move up. Nak dapat status sebagai suami, isteri, dapat status sebagai bapa. You realize the importance of being husband and father and mother and wife. Can the berkat of it. If you want to find love, first thing you can do, like I always mention, strengthen your relationship with Allah. Kan? And don't harap the other person to complete you. Macam Jerry Maguire. It's like, you complete me. How does that sign language? You complete me? No, humans don't complete you. Allah complete you. Allah created you and complete you. Re-establish the love with Allah first. Allah completes you. Humans don't complete you. Compliments you, maybe. Your spouse can compliment you, but doesn't complete you. Okay? Boleh? Okay, setuju? Tak setuju ke? Setuju. Alright, insyaAllah setuju. Okay? And I just want to bring up, I've been reading a lot because pandemic ni kan. There are a lot of articles saying that how to know this is your spouse. Articles yang macam 12 signs that he is the one, 12 signs that she is your soulmate. And sometimes these things are based on astrology, which is no, don't do that. Don't, because it's borderline or syirik. It's borderline syirik or syirik. Okay? Alright? Instead of macam, Libra matching dengan Aries. And it's like, these are your soulmates. Libra matching dengan Aries. This is your soulmate. Like, ya ke? Betul ke? So, I harap you tak percaya benda-benda ni. Tolong elakkan, because benda ni syirik. Okay? Alright? There are two major sins. I just read that there are two major sins. One is syirik. Two is ignoring your parents, leading to the next point, which is what makes you happy is serving your mother, and your father. That is how you find love and finding the bond that you need to have. Okay? Allah, of course, Allah, Rasulullah SAW, your mother, then your father. All right. So that way you'll be happy, married, single and happy. Okay? Boleh. Okay? And when listening to the Quran, listen it in quiet. There's another advantage of listening, being single, is you can listen to the Quran in silence. When you have kids, silence is a luxury. It's like, any minute now, my kids are going to knock on the door asking me to change diaper. All right? It's not that I hate it. It's just that silence is a luxury. That's my point. So now it's the time for you to listen to the Quran in silence, in peace, in tranquility, in quiet. Okay? Now is the time. Spend your time with Allah. Okay? What is a relationship that is most valuable? You and a guy? You and a woman? Or you and Allah? Can? Betul tak? Alright? So, nak touch about married and unhappy. Married and unhappy. Betul. Don't expect yourself to be married and suddenly the other person make you happy. Kan? Marriage and happiness is a continuous process. It's a continuous effort. It's not a magic pill macam Akan nikah aja, boom, happy. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not sustainable. Logically, it's not sustainable because it needs to be worked on, continuously worked on, continuous communication. Okay, and the top few reasons of divorces, according to marriage counseling psychologists, marriage counselors, and usually the issues of money, of sex, and issues of division of responsibility, and either one spouse je yang buat semua all the housework and household responsibilities and chores, issues of children and parenthood, issues on involvement and influence of in-laws and other extended families, and issues of boredom in marriage, and issues of work stress. Dua-dua kerja, dua-dua stress. Work from home, dua-dua kerja, dua-dua stress. Um, Dua-dua kerja, dua-dua stress. Lepas tu anak tak pergi sekolah, stress. They learn how to communicate and work together and strive to be happy, right? Because it's constant effort, it's constant process. Okay? And another problem with people who are married and unhappy is leading separate lives. Kan? Bantal bantal satu shares bantal tapi mimpi lain-lain macam tu. They're not communicating about their life together. Those are one of the top few concerns. Okay, so siapa yang nak married and happy? Siapa yang tak nak? Kan, when you decide to be married and happy. And remember, yesterday we discussed how to kahwin. How to kahwin, to be married and happy. Dah kahwin, sebelum kahwin pun kena bangkiti, selepas nikah pun kena bangkiti. Kenapa? Sebab bahagia akan naik guna komitmen, ilmu, tindakan yang Islamik. Bangkiti, it's a continuous and never ending improvement. Can I? C-A-N-I. Tony Robbins call it can I? C-A-N-I. Continuous and never ending improvement. Yeah, and there's a Japanese word for it. Tak ingat. Anyways, okay, so okay, boleh? Are you still with me? Still with me? All right, cool. Okay, so just now I mentioned there are reasons why. Why some people have to be single. It's haram for them to get married, and there are reasons why some people wajib kahwin. Yeah. Okay. Sebagai contoh. Okay. Contoh is wajib untuk orang tu kahwin adalah bila dia takut membuat zina. Wajib dia kahwin. Kan? So kalau sebagai contoh, dia wajib nak kahwin, dia takut berzina. Sebagai contoh is when keluar dating, lepas tu one thing leads to another, you know, ringan-ringan lepas tu berat-berat, kan? Or gayut telefon, one thing leads to another, flirting. And gayut telefon tu is usually one thing leads to another lah. Have you heard of phone sex? People used to use phone to have phone sex. And well, there is zina. Walaupun tak berpegangan, there is still zina. Kan? Tak sentuh physically, but you still having phone sex is still zina. Okay, and one thing leads to another. I think another wajib. Okay. Okay, boleh? Are you with me? All right. So madhub is recommended untuk kahwin. Tadi wajib wajib nak kahwin, wajib kena kahwin sebab takut terzina lah. So sekarang recommended untuk berkahwin, recommended berkahwin with someone who has the means untuk kahwin, has the means. It's recommended. Ingin tak ingin, tapi recommended untuk kahwin, kan? Okay, so makruh untuk kahwin is cannot physically satisfy the spouse. Makruh kahwin kalau cannot physically satisfy the spouse. Maybe there's some health issue, some other reason. Okay, and Makruh kahwin adalah juga cannot fulfill obligations to spouse. Tak boleh bagi nafkah. Or contoh, right? And haram kahwin kalau homosexual, you know, or bisexual. That's another issue, complete on its own. It's a very sad thing, which is there's so many case yang ramai dah berkahwin, suddenly find out husband dia kunyit. Yeah, very sad. Happened to a friend of mine. Uh, man, I don't want to talk about this. Makes me really, really sad. Um, it's yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I think I've talked about it in other videos. Yeah, because it made me really sad. I mean, she's a good person, and and 6 months later, find out the husband has an affair with another man. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, maybe not now. Maybe another video. I'm not ready to talk about this right now. All right, so it's also haram berkahwin di mana you are certain you cannot physically satisfy a spouse, unless your spouse is okay with that. You need to discuss this in ta'aruf. Macam you have some health conditions, whatever dysfunctions, can discuss it with your spouse. And kena this thing kena tanya soal jawab dalam ta'aruf kan. Kang dah kahwin kan, tahu-tahu ada health issue and you cannot perform physical obligations to each other. Alright, so and haram kahwin kalau you cannot fulfill obligations with your spouse. Lebih kurang samalah dengan makruh tadi. But you are certain you cannot fulfill obligation to your spouse kan. Okay, alright. So just to quickly recap, there are wisdoms behind marriage. There are wisdoms behind marriage. The advantage, the pros of kahwin is or things that give you reasons untuk kahwin. Because one is it's physical fitrah. You have physical needs and it's fitrah, tak salah. Okay, and you want to fulfill that, but do it in halal and recommended way lah. Kan? The other wisdom of marriage is you want to preserve mankind, you want to continue lineage, you want to have children and so forth. And usually for men, what they have in mind why they have children is not so much about changing diapers. It's not the process, but it's living the legacy. I was having this discussion with my wife the other day. It's like she, as a wife, she enjoys the process of upbringing the kids. Yes, I enjoy it too, but the bigger picture for me is legacy, leaving behind a good offspring yang menjadi khalifah dalam umat ni, insyaAllah kan, yang soleh dan solehah, boleh mendoakan mak bapak, me and my wife, boleh memanfaatkan umat kan. Legacy, to me that's legacy. That's why I want to have children, and that is a feeling I've had since I was very, very young. Even in my teenage as a teen boy, I've always wanted to have kids. I think I was 16 pun I wanted to have kids. Like, I want to have kids. Dah fitrah, you know. Tapi tak ada orang ajar ta'aruf or kahwin awal, ta'aruf yang halal kan. So I was dating for many, many years. Unfortunately, ni zaman jahil lah, buat benda jahil. And so kahwin lambat sikit. Kahwin lambat, 31. I got married at 31. Okay. So another wisdom of marriage is it's about jannah planning. I call it jannah planning. It's your kahwin, insyaAllah dapat berkat. Okay, single pun you boleh ke jannah kan. There are other ways, so many ways to ke jannah. Single pun boleh pergi jannah, married pun boleh pergi jannah. Tapi as a married person, pahala you double. It increases, it fast track you, insyaAllah, ke jannah faster. It's a better jannah planning. It's a fast track jannah planning. You sebab pahala berkat you double. Yeah. And ada anak-anak yang soleh dan solehah, insyaAllah boleh doakan you ke jannah. So that is another wisdom of marriage. Okay. And it is also about the growth of the ummah in numbers and insyaAllah in quality of an ummah. Okay. And also, I know I mentioned this a lot, but it is very important. The wisdom of marriage is Husband and wife are garments to each other, to beautify each other, to cover each other punya aib, cover each other punya aib, flaws. Those There is another wisdom of marriage. Okay, um, there was a discussion in the coaching group the other day. A sister dia cakap dia nak kahwin because it provides some form of protection and safety. Why? Because even masa dia pergi buat umrah kat Mekah pun, she gets groped because she was travelling alone. So it's a form of protection, and safety lah. But that's why being married are garments for each other. It covers our you know ourselves, protect us. That's what garments are for, to protect us, to beautify us. Garments, baju, pakaian, contoh pakaian, kan? What does pakaian do? To protect us, to cover our aib, and also at the same time to beautify us. All right. And of course, Rasulullah SAW cakap, if you can afford it, marriage is protective of the sight and chastity. Marriage is protective of the sight and chastity. It's also very important. Okay, and okay, boleh. So far, anyone want to join, or you want to join me on Telegram? All right, I see a lot of guys tonight. Interesting. Okay, welcome, men. Welcome to this discussion. All right. So this discussion, I hope I've put you a bit more at ease, di mana being single is not a bad thing. I know it's a stigma. I know it's something that it makes you feel stigmatized and discriminated as a single person. Whereas there's so many advantages of being single. Again, the main one is you have more time to strengthen your relationship with Allah. Can always one quick tip is always put the Quran right next to you, and this is your best friend. A human may not be your best friend. This is your best friend, the Quran, and the best relationship for you is your relationship with Allah. Because whether you're married or single, Allah is there with you. Allah will never abandon you, and Allah never abandons us. And because people come and go, they can disappoint us, but Allah will never disappoint us. And that is the most important relationship we can have. And that is the key point of tonight. Okay, so don't let anyone pressure you untuk kahwin. If you want to kahwin, insyaAllah I can help, dengan ta'aruf yang halal. And that's the key message. Don't let anyone pressure you. You nak kahwin, not because someone pressure you. You nak kahwin kerana Allah. You nak kahwin nawaitu lillahi ta'ala. Nawaitu lillahi ta'ala. That is your intention untuk kahwin. Bukan kerana lonely, kerana orang pressure, kerana biological time clock, or you being, mak bapak bising, kawan-kawan perli sindir, kan? That is not reason for marriage. Reason for marriage is kerana Allah. Ya, dia kan banyak cara dapat pahala, of course. But when you start marriage kerana Allah, insyaAllah it will be sustainable. Berkekalan lah, kan? Supaya mengelakkan divorce. Because the values nak kahwin kerana Allah tu, that's based on such a strong value. And remember the triangle that I shown, di mana seorang wanita yang mencintai Allah dan seorang lelaki yang mencintai Allah, it's a strong foundation. Because cinta Allah, dua cinta Allah, and that is a foundation. That is the true love triangle that you can strive for. So what you can do right now to be a happy, single and happy person is cinta Allah dulu. That is the key point of tonight's discussion. And insyaAllah reminder to myself mainly, kan? And it's so true. The closer you are to Allah, the closer the closer the husband and wife move towards Allah, the closer the bond between husband and wife. Betul. It's so true from personal experience and personal testimony. Yeah, the closer you and you single, kalau you single, kan, you bring yourself closer to Allah. Allah will memudahkan dan bahagiakan you. Okay. Bila you dah kahwin, you move closer towards Allah. The husband or your spouse will move closer towards Allah. You will have that bond between you and your spouse because you both are heading the same direction, heading the same way, same path, same destination, same destiny. So, this is your date with destiny. Your date with destiny is Allah. Allah is your destiny, not a man. This is not a Hollywood movie. Okay, it's yeah, this is not a Hollywood movie. Don't expect a man can make you happy. Don't expect a woman to make you happy. If you don't have your relationship with Allah, your relationship with Allah is not very strong. Yeah, betul. Yeah. Happiness comes from Allah, kan? Apakah yang membahagiakan kita, kan? Is our relationship with Allah. Siapakah yang melembutkan hati kita? Allah. Siapakah yang mencerahkan hati kita? Allah. Siapakah yang menguatkan hati kita? Allah. So, Allah is the answer. Allah is the answer. Betul tak? Kan? And okay, setuju? Setuju? Okay. Alright. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Habis just slightly a few minutes early because I need to wipe my nose. Sorry, excuse me, too much information. Okay, so, all right, so I hope this is clear. The key of the conversation is strengthen your relationship with Allah, pelembut hati, yang maha kaya, yang maha pemberi, yang maha penyayang, yang maha sayang kat you lah, yang maha sayang kat you. Kan? Manusia tak boleh sayang you lebih daripada Allah. Allah je yang paling sayang kat you. And gratitude is another thing. Kan? Gratitude. Be grateful for what you already have, which is your relationship with Allah. And be grateful that you're single to have time to strengthen your relationship with Allah. That gratitude. Yeah? Gratitude. It's syukur. Okay, all right. Any questions? You can WhatsApp me or go to Telegram Jodoh. WhatsApp number is 601-123-899-897. Okay. Okay. All right. Strength. Okay, so this is your homework. Strengthen. Yes, spell strengthened. Okay, so the typo. Your homework is tell me why you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah. Right? Why you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah. WhatsApp to me 601-123-899-897. All right. This might be the most important homework you'll be doing. Why you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah. So many lah. As many as you can. And this is probably the most important homework you can do. Alright? Why you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah? Sebab Allah pelembut hati. Allah maha kaya. Allah maha pemberi. Kan? Sebab you need to be grateful. Kita tak sedar yang Allah dah banyak bagi kita. Kadang-kadang sedih kan? Kita macam Allah dah bagi kita banyak, tapi kita tak sedar. But once we start writing down the things that we are grateful for, like, ya Allah, aku selama ni tak sedar yang Allah selalu sayang aku, Allah selalu memberi kat aku, tapi aku tak bersyukur. So that's one of it. So your homework is tell me why. You don't have to tell me, but it's great if this is a good homework, a great homework. Why you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah. Okay, right? So sorry if you thought this talk was about like how to rock and roll as a single person. Yeah, this is how you rock it with yourself. All right, rock it and roll and being happy with yourself by strengthening your relationship with Allah. All right, so thank you so much for joining, and see you again tomorrow night, inshallah. Okay, and see you on Telegram or WhatsApp me. Send me your homework. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Alright. So, saya nak jodoh Coach Zuhri, and panjangnya Assalamualaikum aku ni. Kan? Biasalah Melayu. Kita doa doa dulu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita minta ke Allah kan, yang Maha Pemberi dan Maha Penyayang, Maha Pengasih. Kan? Where does love come from? From Allah. Kan? Maha Pengasih. Alright, so that's why kita nak strengthen our relationship with Allah. Paling penting, terpenting lah, maha penting lah ni. Okay, alright. Okay, kita doa, bismillah, kita aminkan sama sendiri. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, aku minta pasangan yang menjadi menantu yang baik kepada ibu bapaku, yang disayangimu, untuk mendapat keredaan-Mu, berganding bahu bersama ke jannah-Mu, ya Allah. Amin, amin, tai amin. Tai amin, kita aminkan doa sama sendiri. Alright, see you on Telegram. Bye. Assalamualaikum. Ingat, cinta diri, cinta mari. Bye. Tata. Tata, bye.